Hello guys, Gameboy Hub here, and in today's video we're going to be doing another video involving the iMac G3 right over here. And today we are going to be testing out if it is possible to edit a YouTube video on the iMac G3. Now this particular iMac came out in 1999 and it is the 450 MHz iMac G3 DV Lime model, and it is running macOS 9.2. And to edit the video, I'm actually going to be using the first ever version of iMovie that was ever created. And before all of you start commenting that Plain Rock did this video 4 years ago, yes, I am aware of that, and that is actually where I got the idea from. But I am going to be changing a few things up because in the video he used macOS X and iMovie version 3. So yeah, basically I'm just going to try to use an older operating system as well as a older video editing software. So yeah, we pretty much have the iMac all ready and set up over here. It is plugged into power and I have the mouse plugged in. I haven't plugged in the keyboard yet because first we need to set up iMovie on it, and for that I will need to plug in a USB drive with a copy of it. So now I'm just going to jump to my regular computer just to show you where I downloaded the software from. And here we are on the site that I got my iMovie from. So I will leave a link to this site in the description, so you can just scroll down until you see all the download links. And also a pretty cool thing right over here is that iMovie 1.0.1 shipped with the blueberry, grape, tangerine, strawberry and lime iMac DVs in 1999. Which is absolutely perfect because I'm going to be running this on a Lime iMac G3 DV. So yeah, I guess we're really going to get the full experience of how this would actually be if you got the iMac from the factory and wanted to edit the video on it. So to get the software, I recommend getting the .zip file. So just click on it to download it. And once this other page loads up, you can just click the first one right over here and your download should start. Now macOS 9.2 does have Stuffit Expander built in, so you'll be able to extract this file without downloading any extra software. So I'll just wait for this to download. And now that we have the file on our desktop, we'll need to go back to the iMac G3 because we will need to format the USB drive for it. And we actually need to do that on the iMac because we can't do that on Windows 11. So yeah, let's jump back to the iMac. And we are back, so the first thing we need to do is turn the machine on. And after we are fully booted in macOS, we can plug in our USB drive. And yes, the iMac actually has only 2 USB ports, so we can't have the keyboard plugged in right now, but that is fine since we won't need it for the installation. So now we'll just wait for the USB to pop up, and it has read it over here, so let's double click on it. And wow, it actually did recognize the USB when it's formatted as FAT32. But that's cool, since it actually does work with FAT32, we can just continue on our modern PC. And here we are back on our PC, and you can see that the iMac actually created some extra files on the USB. And I love it how the date and time is totally messed up on these because the clock battery in the iMac is dead. But yeah, we can just move the .zip file on the USB, we don't have to worry about any of these folders. And yeah, now we're pretty much ready to install the program on the iMac. And right now we are back, so let's open up the USB disk and just extract the .zip file on the desktop. So now we can just double click on the file after we copied it over to the desktop, and it should unstuff all of the things that we'll need for the setup. Okay, so I'll just open the iMovie folder right now, and here we have the actual iMovie program. So yeah, I'll just quit the program for now because that apparently just launches it, which is interesting. So I'm not sure how to actually move this to my drive. I'll just try to open iMac HDD and go into applications, and I'll try to move it in here. Okay, so now let's check if it disappears if we remove the USB. And no, it doesn't. So okay, now we have everything as it should be. So now I can connect my keyboard up as well. And this is how the final editing setup is gonna look. So we have our iMac in front right over here, and I connected my old mechanical keyboard to it, which will be completely fine for editing. And I also have just a generic HP USB mouse. Let's see if I will get a better angle if I propped out the kickstand. And yes, that does actually look way more comfortable than the other position. And also I'm assuming that the Mac is gonna get very hot while I'm editing a video, so this is gonna give it better airflow from the bottom. So yeah, this is gonna be the final setup. So now let's discuss how I'm gonna record this video. And to record the video, I'm gonna be using this absolute beast right over here. Now this right over here is the HTC Desire A8181, and yes, I do really have this with its original box. You can see the specifications on the back right over here, and you can see that it has a 5 megapixel color camera. Now I don't really own any camcorders from 1999 or newer. I really only just own old phones, so I guess why not record it with this. And I'm pretty sure the quality of this camera is going to match a camcorder that is quite older. And I'm pretty sure this is running some early version of Android, so I'm guessing that this is running Android 2 or Android 3. I know this is not Android 1 because it looks newer than that, and it also looks much older than Android 4 because I've actually used Android 4 as my daily driver at one point. So yeah, that is my guess. Let's just unbox it. And you can see how small this phone actually is when it's sitting in the palm of my hand. A lot definitely has changed since this has been released, so let's turn it on and see how it looks. So yeah, I have charged this guy up overnight, so let's hope that it will have enough charge for me to record this video. And I also removed the back and the battery and placed the 8GB micro SD card in it, because you aren't actually able to use the camera on this phone if you don't have a micro SD card in it. But I guess that's fine, since it is gonna be really easy to transfer all the video clips over to my computer from the SD card. And yeah, we do get the no SIM warning, so we can unlock this. And yeah, you can see that this looks absolutely great. So we can select video right over here. And yeah, now it should be able to record video. And I just set this thing up on my tripod, and you can see that this little phone mount barely had to stretch in order to fit the phone. But yeah, I was able to set it up on my tripod perfectly fine. And when my main phone is connected, it basically stretches all the way out. So yeah, that is pretty funny. And as for the topic of the video that I'm gonna record, I'm gonna try to do a simple tutorial on how to install a game on the iMac G3. So yeah, I'm just gonna record everything on this phone right over here, and then I'm going to transfer all the files to my main computer, convert them into the DV file format that this iMac takes, and then I'm hopefully going to import the files into the iMac and start editing. So yeah, let's just go over to recording, and I'll be right back when it's recorded. And okay, right now I'm finished with the recording of the video, so that took me about 10 minutes to do. So now I'm just gonna plug this phone into my main computer via a USB cable, and I'm gonna transfer all the files over to my main computer. And here is the HTC phone showing up on my PC. So we need to go into DCIM right over here, and then we need to enter the 100 media folder. And now I see all my videos in here. So I'll just create a new folder on my desktop and call it videos, like so. And let's actually play one of these to see how they turned out. And now we are ready to turn the iMac on. Yeah, so both the quality and the sound are pretty terrible, but I guess that was what I expected. So let's just move all of them over to this folder. And right now they're a file type called 3GP, so we'll need to convert this into DV. And now that we move those, we can disconnect the phone from our computer. Okay, so right now we are about 2 days later from the last clip. And you guys might be asking why, and that is because I was trying to get this to work for about 2 hours 2 days ago, and then for 3 hours yesterday. So what I basically did was converted all the files to the DV format on my modern machine, and then I wanted to transfer them to the iMac and see if they could be played. But after transferring them, I realized that the files only converted about 5 seconds of the actual clip, and the other time of the clip was filled with the converter's watermark, and that is because I used the free version, and I had no idea that it just doesn't convert the entire clip if you don't have the full version. So I downloaded the full version, legally of course, and then I converted the files again, imported them to the Mac, and everything worked fine, right? Well, no, because then I couldn't import them into iMovie version 1. And I tried every possible file format that could work with this iMac. So I think I tried like 4 different file formats and none of them would work. Hang on, so I'll just show you what it did with the new version that I installed. And then if I go to File and then Import, so I transferred all the files to the iMac HDD and it just couldn't see them. No matter what I clicked over here, it just wouldn't see the files. The only time iMovie would actually recognize the files is when I put them in the .wob format. But then it just said that it had an error importing them and couldn't import the actual file. And I also tried reinstalling iMovie a bunch of times and that just wouldn't fix anything. So yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to use iMovie 1.0 in the video. So then I had to burn a CD for iMovie 2.0 and that is what I actually have on right now. And when I tried importing the files in here, everything worked perfectly. So we're just gonna use the second version of iMovie, so I hope you guys won't be too mad about that. Now we are finally ready to actually start editing the footage, so I'm just gonna plug the USB into the back of the iMac for the last time, hopefully. And there you go, it has popped up, so we can just enter it, and here are all my DV files. So I'll just finally move all of the clips to the iMac's hard drive. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this to finish. Yeah, it will take about 20 minutes, that's fine. So I'll just wait for this to finish and then I'll be right back. And all of the clips have finally imported, as you guys can see, so we have all of them right over here. And now we are really ready to finally start editing. And I also forgot to mention that I'm gonna be plugging in my modern headphones into my iMac in order to edit on it. So yeah, let's just get started with the editing. And I forgot I need to import all the files first. Well, it seems like it's not gonna take that long, but after we import them, we can start. And while the editing time-lapse is playing, I just wanted to speak about my experience with this program. So there are of course very major differences from the program I use for my other editing. The first one is that there are no indicators for audio. And what I mean by that is that you can see the little waves to know which part of the clips are silent and which are loud. So that does make it quite slower because you need to watch through the entire clip and you can't just cut out the silent parts right away. And there is an option to detach the audio from the clip, but you just get an orange bar and you can't actually see the waves. So yeah, I thought that was quite disappointing. And the second thing is that after trimming a clip in two, by default, both pieces of the clip will still stay selected. So you can't just trim a clip and then delete it straight away because you would delete both clips. And to actually select only the part of the clip that you need to delete, you need to go to one of the silver portions of the window, click on that, go back, click on the clip you want to delete, and then delete it. So yeah, if you actually pay attention, you will see me do that countless of times during the time-lapse. You also can't have absolutely any blank space in the timeline. So for example, if you only have a 5-second long clip in the timeline, that clip will fill up the entirety of it. And I guess that is not such a big deal, but it would just make it much more easier visually if it wasn't in that way. There are a few built-in effects, but I didn't really find the use for any of them for this video, and the sound effects are actually pretty cool. And the transitions were also pretty complicated to figure out because the only one I actually could use was fade. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Later, I also remembered to convert my intro and outro into the DV format on my computer, and I actually implemented them in the video. And at that point, I also realized that I could have used my main phone to record the videos and then just converted them into a lower resolution. But I'm honestly happy that I used the HDC because it just gives out a video more similar to a one you would actually film in 1999. So yeah, that is it for my review. Let's get back to the video. Okay, and now we have the video file right over here, so it's ready to be uploaded to YouTube. So what I'll do now is just move it over to my USB, and after this moves over, I will move to my modern PC and we'll continue from there. And yeah, I had a feeling this was gonna take about 15 minutes, so yeah, I just need to wait for that. And here I am back on my PC, and here's the video, so let's move it over to my computer. Now I also wanted to mention that I have no idea if YouTube will take a .mov file, but I'm pretty sure it would, since by default it can be played by the Windows default player, so yeah, that is pretty promising. So I won't be uploading this to my main channel, I will upload it to my other account. And this is actually the account that I uploaded the video that I made on Windows 98 to. So if you guys want to check that video out, it will be in the iCard right now. And yeah, that video is unlisted, so I can't see it right over here. So let's go ahead and click on the YouTube Studio right here. And here you can see the video that I uploaded from Windows 98. So I'll also upload this one as unlisted. So let's click on the Create button, Video Upload, select Files. And let's see if we can select that video, and yes we can. And okay, it will actually take a .mov file, which is pretty cool. And into the description I'll just put the link to the website that I used in the video, just so we can make everything genuine and this tutorial can actually be followed for real. And apparently we can't put the link because we need to complete this some sort of verification. Yeah, we need to get a valid personal document, so I won't do that. So the link won't actually be clickable, but yeah, I'll just leave it as it is. We can go to next. It's not meant for kids, so let's go next. We don't need to add any of this. Next. And we'll go for unlisted and save. And now this will upload in about 2 minutes, and then we'll be pretty much done. And there we go, the video has been uploaded. So we can click on this button to watch it.
Hello guys, Gameboy Hub here.
And that is absolutely glorious. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it for this video. I guess we just proved that you can still edit a YouTube video on an iMac G3 if you really had nothing else to edit on. But I mean, that info is pretty much useless since everyone has a phone these days. And if you can actually access YouTube from a device, that device would probably edit a YouTube video better than the iMac G3. If you guys want to watch this video for yourself, the link will be in the description, so you can just click on it and watch the full video. And of course, if you enjoyed this type of video, definitely leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Also, please check out my Twitter and Instagram pages. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.